my name is Rachel and welcome to day 3 of Vlogmas. So it is currently December 3rd and I just realised I haven't opened my advent calendar, so that's a bit annoying. Anyway, I thought I would film a book haul today. So a few months ago I filmed a book haul and at the end said that I would not be doing any more hauls for a while because I was trying to cut back on my buying. So I was just buying books I already had, but in nicer editions, coffee table books, like just loads of books that I wasn't intending to read soon. Just books I didn't need and I didn't want to read right now. So it was kind of bothering me and I wanted to try and just scale back a bit and start to try and buy books again that I intend to read now, because that's what book buying should be. So today I do have a book haul, and this is my book haul for the last 4 months, I think. This is quite good because this is the amount of books I probably would have got in a month before, and I got it over 4 months, and they're all books that I am hoping to get to next 6 months, so I'm really happy about that. None of them are actually Christmassy, I just realised, so yeah, that's a bit annoying. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to get straight into it. The first ones I'm going to show you is non-fiction books that I have got. The first 3 are all about politics. So I'm quite passionate about politics and I have quite distinct views and I know exactly what I think. However, whenever I have discussions with people on politics, I feel like my view isn't valid because I don't know enough, even though my views are valid anyway. But my politics is really important to my girlfriend and we talk about it a lot, and I always just feel a bit stupid and I don't really know what I'm talking about, and yeah, I don't want to feel like that. Anyway, so I decided to get some books to kind of do some more reading on it, and I just want to just know a bit more about politics. The first one I got is On Tyranny, 20 Lessons from the 20th Century by Timothy Snyder. I have read this, it was in my wrap up and I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. It was very good. I really enjoyed it. So it talks about Russian history, it talks about Nazi Germany, it talks about just loads of different things and talks about them in relation to the current situation in America, because Timothy Snyder is from America. But yeah, I would highly recommend this as a short little book on politics that is easily consumable. I read this in 2 hours. So yes, this is really good. Then I got Optimism Over Despair by Noam Chomsky. I've always wanted to read a Noam Chomsky book because he is very popular in the whole political writing sphere. So I decided to get this one because this kind of sums up how I feel at the moment, because obviously the whole situation is just getting worse and worse and worse, and I don't really understand why things aren't changing, because a lot of people know that things are getting worse but nothing is changing, and I don't like that. So I think this book kind of covers that, and the main thing it says in the back, there's a lot of blurb, but the main thing it says is we have 2 choices. We can be pessimistic, give up and help ensure that the worst will happen, or we can be optimistic, grasp the opportunities that surely exist and maybe help make the world a better place. So yes, I am definitely hoping to read that soon. And the last one I got is Corruption, What Everyone Needs to Know. And yeah, this is all about corruption in governments and politics and economics and all those things. And this is one of the things that I have been most enamoured with. I've been so obsessively thinking about recently of how people get away with it when everyone knows that it's happening and people don't agree with it. So why do these people still get voted in and are still allowed to behave the way that they do? So I think this is going to be a really good book to cover those topics. And this has chapters in such as what corruption actually is and how we measure it, how political institutions affect corruption. That will be very interesting. How do countries shift from high to low corruption? What can be done to reduce corruption? So I think this is going to be super cool, and I am excited to get to this one. The next thing I got was Scott Pilgrim's Precious Little Life, Volume 1, and this is by Brian Lee O'Malley. So I read Seconds a few months ago and loved it. I thought it was fantastic, and I've just been craving a graphic novel so much. I just really want to read a graphic novel. So I decided to pick this one up, and yeah, I have seen the film of this, so I do know a little bit about it. However, Obviously the film doesn't cover the however many books are in this series. So yes, very excited for this one, and I got the edition that isn't coloured inside. So yes, there's that one. Then I got some classics. So the first one I got was The Sign of Four by Arthur Conan Doyle. This is the second in the Sherlock Holmes series. So for October I read Study in Scarlet, and I really enjoyed it. I wasn't expecting to, because I'd read Hound of Baskervilles in the past and wasn't so fond of it. But what I think it is that all the characterisation happens early on, because obviously it's a series, so if you pick up a book in the middle, you're not going to have that characterisation, and I think that's why I just wasn't in it as much. However, I adored Study in Scarlet. I thought it was fantastic, and so I'm really excited to carry on with the series. And then I have Ariel by Sylvia Plath. Sylvia Plath is one of my favourite authors of all time. The Bell Jar is one of my favourite books of all time. I think it's fantastic. And one thing I really love in The Bell Jar is her writing style and metaphors, and like the way she like defamiliarizes the world around you to try and like get across the feelings of your narrator. I just think it's absolutely fantastic. So I'm really excited to read this. I've wanted it for so long because I just know how much I love her writing style and how much I think it will translate to poetry so well. So yeah, super excited for this one. Then I have The Ballad of the Sad Cafe by Carson McCullers, and this is a short story collection, I think. But yeah, I've always wanted to read some Carson McCullers. I really want to read The Heart is a Lonely Hunter, but yeah, I just don't have a copy of it. But I saw this in a shop and it was only £5, which is like £4 in English money, which is just amazing because nothing is that cheap in Switzerland and nothing is ever on sale. So this book was on sale, and that's amazing because nothing ever is. So I got it. So the next thing I got was Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe. I think that's how you say it, but I'm not sure. The thing that drew me to this is that on the front it says, "The writer in whose company the prison walls fell down," and that's a quote from Nelson Mandela, so obviously this is good. I wanted to read this because I think it'll be a really good own voices novel, and I haven't read a lot of books about Africa. And this one says, "Okonkwo is the greatest warrior alive. His fame has spread like a bushfire in West Africa, and he is one of the most powerful men of his clan. But he also has a fiery temper. Determined not to be like his father, he refuses to show weakness to anyone, even if the only way he can master his feelings is with his fists. When outsiders threaten the traditions of his clan, Okonkwo takes violent action. Will the great man's dangerous pride eventually destroy him?" Yeah, this just sounds really good, so I'm excited for it. And then the other ones I got were just kind of a mix of different books that don't really fit into a category. So the first one I got when I got the Carson McCullers book, because it was also on sale for £5, and it is The Mirror Empire, the first book in the Worldbreaker saga by Cameron Hurley. And this is a fantasy book, and it says, "On the eve of a recurring catastrophic event known to extinguish nations and reshape continents, a troubled orphan evades death and slavery to uncover her own bloody past." And the thing that really drew me to this is at the bottom it says what to file it under, you know, like if you are putting it on bookshelves in a shop. And it says fantasy, orphan child, world at war, blood magic, and the fluidity of gender. So blood magic sounds cool, but fluidity of gender is something I am very interested in, and so I really want to read this one. Then we have two more. So the first one is They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera. I recently read Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda and Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe, and it was really nice to read books that had main characters who were LGBT, not just side characters. Yeah, I don't know why, I just didn't think that I could find those. I think it's just because they weren't around so much before and they're a newer thing. But yes, apparently this is a similar story, and so I wanted to pick it up. It takes place where apparently there's like a company that sends you a text if you're going to die that day, and these two boys get told that they are going to die, and then they meet over like an app for finding people who are going to die that day and then spend the day together. I think, I don't know that much about it. It just seems like a bit of a cheesy contemporary, but I'm for it. So. And then the last book I have is Bonfire by Kristen Ritter. I love Kristen Ritter. So this is Kristen Ritter. She is the actress from Jessica Jones and from Don't Trust a Bitch in Apartment 23. She's Out of My League. Confession of a Shopaholic. Like, she's been in a lot of things, and she's one of those people that I always fancy in whatever roles she's in, because she always plays really bitchy characters. So I already love her. And then I wasn't sure whether to pick this up, and I saw Simon at Savage Reads talking about this book and saying how fantastic it was and how he wasn't expecting it to be. And I felt the same, because sometimes when it's actors and actresses writing books, they get deals because they're already famous and they know people will buy the book, but it doesn't mean they're necessarily good at writing. So that can be a bit annoying, but yeah, apparently this is quite good. So I am excited to read this one. And this is a thriller where a girl goes back to her old town, and she is a lawyer, and she is looking into some sort of chemical spill or something along those lines that has happened. And it also goes into her past of someone who died, and I think from the sounds of it, it goes into like how those two are connected, but I don't really know. So yes, that is all the books that I have got in the past few months. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.